So I'm Todd Zimmerman. I'm the Collaboration Coordinator for WestGrid and also the Senior Manager for Collaboration Research Relations here at UBC Okanagan. I'm going to be talking today about the supporting distributed research through advanced collaboration with the WestGrid infrastructure. So first off, let's start with a basic definition of what is collaboration. Collaboration, a good description, is the process of working together to accomplish a task. Now that's a very broad description, so let's narrow it down for the purposes of the talk and for the purposes of what WestGrid can provide to you. Specifically, WestGrid can provide infrastructure for distributed collaboration. So this is working with collaborators at a distance. This is working with collaborators that aren't at your university or perhaps at other institutions across the country or around the world. Also, I'm going to be talking specifically about synchronous collaboration. So there are other technologies such as email or shared document editing that may be useful for asynchronous collaboration where you don't have to be in the same place at the same time or the same time together. Specifically, though, we're going to be talking about synchronous collaboration where you're working together with a distributed collaborator and working at the same time together. So first off, I'll describe some of the typical collaborations we see using the WestGrid infrastructure. Administratively, we see a lot of meetings. WestGrid, Compute Canada, and other groups hold many administrative meetings using the WestGrid collaboration infrastructure. That ranges from one-on-one ad hoc meetings to multiple groups meeting together, annual general meetings, board meetings, staff meetings, technical discussions, all of those sorts of talks. We host on our internal servers. We also hold seminar series, such as the one you're attending currently. These are distributed events, such as the WestGrid Seminar Series, the Coast to Coast Seminar Series. They involve upwards anywhere from 15 to 30 universities right across Canada. We also see a lot of thesis defenses. This is where we bring in remote examiners from universities all over the world into thesis defenses so that they don't have to fly specifically to the university. For research specifically, there's a range of uses also. We see a lot of distributed research groups. So these are groups that most research today isn't done by individuals at a specific university. It's conducted by a distributed group of researchers, usually at multiple universities, sometimes spread across provinces or globally. So distributed research groups is a targeted group that could really benefit from our advanced collaboration facilities. Also, researchers in the field. So most research isn't done necessarily at the desk or even at the university. So if there's researchers in the field that need to connect to colleagues at the university or around the world, we have technology that can help facilitate that. Also, an important phase of the research life cycle is the information dissemination phase. So this is relaying the information learned from research to colleagues and peers around the world. And the collaboration infrastructure within WestGrid can provide or serve as a vital and necessary role to help serve that purpose. So what makes research different specifically than administrative meetings? Well, in most cases, research collaboration is data-centric. So the most important part of a research collaboration is specifically the data that you're discussing with the other researcher. It's not necessarily the talking head from the remote site that is the most important aspect of it. So depending on your needs, specific desktop sharing software can be used, or standard video conferencing systems like we're using now can be set up better to facilitate the data-centric requirements of research. So let's have a closer look at some of the advanced collaboration technologies that are available to WestGrid researchers. The first technology I'll talk about is not one that's too advanced, but it serves an important role. It's instant messaging. As mentioned, it's not necessarily considered advanced, but many times the goal is to facilitate quick, effective communication among multiple people. And instant messaging fulfills that role. It also provides presence information, so you don't have to waste time trying to contact a user. The presence information will give data about whether the user is available, whether they're online, and whether you can communicate with them at that time. Very useful information. It provides one-on-one and group chat communications in an instant fashion. So to provide this service, WestGrid operates a Jabber server that is available to any researcher. They can sign up, manage your own rosters, contacts, and your own chat rooms. The next technology I'll talk about, again, isn't the most advanced technology. It's telephone conferencing. It shouldn't necessarily be discounted also just because it isn't the most advanced. It's in many instances where network connectivity especially is limited, the telephone may very well be the best solution. The best parts about telephone collaboration are that it's ubiquitous. So everybody has a telephone, and phones work from almost any location. They're easy to understand. Everyone knows how to work a telephone. You usually don't run into technical issues with a telephone conference when you're running a call. And they are surprisingly effective, actually. Voice is typically the most important part of a collaboration. If the voice end of a collaboration is working, then the collaboration will usually succeed. Whereas if the voice fails, the collaboration will typically fail almost immediately. So it is the most critical aspect of it. A lot of information can be transferred back and forth in a very short period of time using just voice only. So unfortunately, WestGrid does not have a teleconferencing line available for researchers directly. However, that doesn't mean WestGrid collaboration representatives cannot help you. Many universities, I would suggest probably most universities, offer this service at some level, and some for free or for a very small fee, and your WestGrid representative probably is familiar with that and can offer some advice. Within WestGrid, we're also fairly familiar with third-party providers of conferencing services, so can offer advice in that area about who's available, what sort of costs you'd be looking at to set it up. So contacting your WestGrid rep is always a good place to start if you're looking for telephone conferencing. Next up, we're starting to get into some of the more advanced technologies now. WestGrid has deployed a video system to allow for collaboration from the desktop and portable device. So video offers HD quality video conferencing from your desktop, your laptop, from rooms, or from your devices, iOS devices, or an Android device. Once you get your video account, you can instantly dial colleagues or other video conferencing rooms from wherever you are, directly from whatever device you happen to have with you at the time. Video uses a protocol that is very good at adapting at poor network conditions. So it may be a good choice if you're communicating from the field or have shaky network connections, that sort of thing. In fact, I've participated in meetings. I participated in one meeting where one of the participants was connecting from a city bus over a cellular network. And also I had a meeting where one person connected using an iPad in a hotel room in Europe. And they were both, while there was issues here and there, they were both very effective collaborations, and it actually did succeed. So it's worth trying out. WestGrid personnel internally, we use video extensively. We use it for all of our internal meetings, all of our site lead meetings, system analyst meetings, that sort of thing. So it's very heavily used, and we've had very good success with it. Again, it's available to researchers. Just have to contact, and we can set up accounts for you. The next technology I'll talk about is room-based video conferencing systems. So that's basically the systems you're looking at right now in the room you are in. These are typically very high quality collaboration experiences. They're each based on a protocol called the H323. So these are systems you've probably heard of, like LifeSize, Polycom, Tandberg, Cisco, those sorts of systems. So some of the benefits of the room-based video conferencing are that, as mentioned, it's very high quality. There's typically multiple large screens showing HD content. It can be participants or data content that is being shared at high frames per second, so high quality. There's usually very good audio systems, advanced digital signal processing, microphones, speakers, that sort of thing. Very high quality. It offers, it's a good system for group-to-group collaboration. So with the HD cameras especially, you're no longer limited by the resolution of the camera to only be able to see a single participant. So many of the HD cameras can pick up a full room of people. So if you have a group-to-group collaboration, the HD room-based systems are a good choice. These systems also offer either natively or with the help of a bridge, group-to-group connection. So multiple connections. So if you have a distributed research team that involves multiple groups spread across multiple universities, again, it's a very good choice. These room-based systems can also be placed into a range of environments. So some of them even can be portable. These environments include classrooms, meeting rooms, boardrooms, theaters, and even research spaces. So very high quality and very practical. Some of the other technologies we also support, both directly and indirectly, are Access Grid and IOCOM. So we have installations of Access Grid and IOCOM at most institutions. These technologies are alternative for group collaboration, and they include audio and video and some desktop content sharing capabilities. We host a central Access Grid server to manage all of our own connections, and through AceNet and Compute Canada, we have access to a central IOCOM server. So these are just alternate technologies that may better suit your collaboration needs. It should be noted that our support for Access Grid is becoming more limited and may not be fully supported in the future. In fact, I would suggest it probably won't be fully supported in the future. So if you're an Access Grid user, Heinz, I'm not looking at you specifically, but you should probably contact your local collaboration rep to figure out what best options you have moving forward, and we can decide it. We're not going to cut off Access Grid support for users who are currently using it, but we'd like to transition. One of the other technologies we support is VNC. VNC is a desktop sharing tool and software. It easily sets up the ability to share out your desktop to remote people. We host you can do that just from your desktop, or we also host a VNC repeater server that would allow for multiple people connecting to a single VNC session, and that's available to researchers. We also, we don't support this directly, but we have a lot of familiarity with it and know of different groups that do support this. BlueJeans and Skype. So Skype, of course, is very well-known desktop collaboration software. BlueJeans is a cloud-based collaboration service, I should say, that offers connectivity between different desktop collaboration services, such as Skype, such as Google Talk, and allows connectivity into room-based systems like we're sitting at right here. So it's a very interesting service. Many universities already do support this, and specifically within BC, I believe every institution has this available for free to researchers. So if you are looking for connecting up with somebody specifically that needs Skype, BlueJeans is usually a very good choice, and contacting your local WestGrid representative may be the best way to get access to that for free in a lot of cases. So, making the right choice. I've talked about a bunch of different technologies out there. It's important to remember that each of these technologies are relevant and may be a good solution. So, many people assume since you have HD quality video conferencing that immediately that's the best solution to go with. But that's not necessarily always the case. Depending on what you're trying to accomplish, standard video conferencing may or may not be the best solution. That's why we offer so many different options and solutions and technologies. It's important to first analyze what your goals are with the collaboration, what you're trying to accomplish with it, then to decide what technology or technologies best suit your needs. So your best bet is to contact your local rep or myself and we can have a discussion about what you're trying to accomplish, and then layer on technology on top of that that best fits what you're trying to accomplish. I'll talk a bit about the WestGrid venues specifically. We've got WestGrid collaboration facilities at 15 institutions across Western Canada. Those institutions include UVic, UNBC, UBC Okanagan, UBC Vancouver, SFU. Into Alberta, we've got Athabasca, the Banff Centre of the Arts, University of Alberta, University of Calgary, and Lethbridge. Into Saskatchewan, we have the University of Regina and the University of Saskatchewan. And then in Manitoba, we have universities of Winnipeg and Manitoba and Brandon University. So we've got advanced collaboration facilities at each of those institutions and technical representatives we can contact. So if you have any collaborations that involve those universities, we can really help you out, and these rooms are available for your use. These rooms range in types from small meeting rooms to large boardrooms to small lecture spaces to large theaters. Depending on the institution, it's a range of what's available. Each room supports multiple technologies. At the base, they support H323, which is the technology we're using today. These systems typically have, as mentioned in the past, high-quality audio systems, microphones and speakers, echo cancellation systems. They also typically support different software-based collaborations. So as mentioned, Access Grid or IOCOM, and some offer support for Skype directly. Many of the rooms also support teleconferencing directly. So if you have research groups that need any of those technologies, the facility at your institution probably supports those technologies. Another portion of this is the WestGrid representatives themselves. These technicians are specialists at managing these collaboration facilities and typically are very good resources to give advice on what technologies are available and what technologies would best fit your needs. We also host some central infrastructure, not at any particular site, but infrastructure that is available to all researchers. I've gone over many of these already, but we host a Cisco Bridge. So this bridge allows for connecting many H323 room-based video conferencing systems together in a very high-quality manner. So we're using this bridge today. It allows for up to 20 HD quality room systems to connect together, or up to 40 standard def, which is still fairly high quality connections at a single time, plus central management of those meetings. It's available for use. As mentioned, we also host the video portal and router. The video portal and router is capable currently of up to 20 concurrent connections from all sorts of devices and provides some presence information also. So both those technologies support video, audio, and the ability to share desktops, presentations, or videos. As part of the video system, we also have a gateway, and that gateway allows for video connections to connect into room-based systems directly. So there's that cross-connection capability. So now with the gateway, you can connect from a device into a room-based system or into a session such as this. In fact, I'm not sure if University of Alberta is connected today, but they're probably connected up using a video system. So it allows for a lot of flexibility and increases the capacity. So basically, you can have a mixed group of people, room-based, device-based, laptop, desktop, all connected into a single, very large session. As mentioned, we also host the Jabber server, which offers text chat capabilities. And also, as mentioned, it's completely self-managed. So users can sign up on their own and manage their rosters and all of their chat rooms and presence information all on their own. There is some future additions that we are looking at, though no major addition is planned. We're looking at adding capacity to the video system. So right now it's capable of handling 20 concurrent connections. There's a couple of discussions going on right now that would hopefully double that and possibly even more to increase that up to 40 or 60 concurrent connections. We're also looking at adding the ability to record sessions through video. Now, we currently do have the ability to record on a limited basis through the H323 bridge, but it's not sort of freely available to researchers. If we add the ability on the video side, it would be just open and freely available to researchers to also record and actually stream their sessions to the web in a sort of web stream format. So that's a couple of the technologies we're looking at adding in the near future. So what are some of the successful uses of the WestGrid collaboration infrastructure? Well, this series has been very successful. This WestGrid seminar series has been running since 2006. This is, in fact, the 51st seminar, I believe, in the series. We usually run about 4 to 6 per semester, and the topics are specific to WestGrid. They usually are information on how to use WestGrid resources, or they're talks by researchers describing the results of how they've used the WestGrid resources and that sort of thing. They involve all 15 WestGrid sites and have had participants up to 80 or 90 across Western Canada. Another one of the successes is the Coast to Coast seminar series. It's been running since September 2005 and runs bi-weekly each semester, and there have been 90 so far. It involves anywhere from 20 to 30 sites across Canada, and we've had over 140 participants in a particular session at any given time. Each series runs for that semester, and the topics change per semester. So some of the topics in the past have been high energy physics or economics, oceanography, those sorts of things. Very successful series that uses the WestGrid infrastructure. We've hosted many large meetings, many of them on a weekly basis. We host the Site Leads meeting that has typically 15 to 17 participants on any given week. We've had a large Compute Canada special members meeting recently that involved over 30 sites of different types, ranging from rooms to people connecting in via their desktop. We also host a couple of have hosted a couple of Compute Canada town halls using this infrastructure. Finally, research groups also utilize our infrastructure. One I will highlight, Heinz is in the room actually. The Okanagan group here at UBC Okanagan utilizes our Access Grid server to facilitate their regular talks involving UBC Okanagan and the Karma group in Newcastle, Australia. The WestGrid infrastructure helps to ensure this international collaboration is successful. So that's a good example of use by research. Some of the other benefits and services WestGrid can provide. So Compute Canada is the national organization that coordinates the access and promotes HPC research or HPC resources to researchers in Canada. Under Compute Canada, there are 7 consortia, WestGrid being one of them, and each of those consortia provides some level of collaboration support to their researchers. So through WestGrid, you can also access many of the collaboration facilities at almost every institution across Canada, and your local representative or myself would be able to get you in contact with those representatives at pretty much any institution across Canada. Also, given the extensive experience of many of the technicians, we often have a great number of contacts at institutions around the world. So if you need help connecting to a specific university, there's a good chance that your local WestGrid rep or somebody within WestGrid might have a contact or at least be able to provide you assistance and point you in the right direction. And finally, local connection. So it's not just international or other groups around the world that we can provide connections for. Often your local WestGrid representative has contacts at your own campus. So if you're looking for help on purchasing collaboration equipment or advice on what services are available at your local campus, Many times the local rep has been through the process before, knows who to contact, and where to point you at your local institution for more information and support. So how can you access or get more information or contact anyone to get access to these resources? First choice, or one of the choices, is the website. It's being updated currently, so it's got some good information, and we're trying to get some more better information onto it. But the WestGrid website is always a good place to start. Again, your local collaboration representative, if they're not in the room with you currently, contact information is listed on the WestGrid website for all of the institutions, so check it there. Or you can contact me directly. I'm Todd.Zimmerman at ubc.ca, and my phone number, I believe, is listed on the website also. You can contact me. I'm always ready to discuss all your collaboration needs and whatever you are trying to accomplish and how WestGrid can help. Other than that, thank you very much. So if there's any questions from any of the remote sites or locally, I'd be happy to take them. No?
So I wonder, let's say, use your video conference for industry collaboration.
Industry collaboration, okay, yeah.
Do you charge for using your facility?
No. So as long as there is a researcher involved, then the collaboration facilities are free to use for researchers. And if they happen to be involved with a industry collaborator, then there shouldn't be a charge.
So they have to, industry collaborator have to have similar equipment?
Right, that's true. So that's one of the discussions you would have immediately when trying to figure out what best technology to use. One of the first questions is, what does the remote site have available to them? Typically, the WestGrid institutions have a lot of different options. We have video, we have H323, we have IOCOM and Access Grid. So it's a matter of finding out what the remote site has and then matching that technology a lot of times. Whatever technology they have, then we have to match it. But the H323 collaboration we're using right now would be the industry standard type of collaboration, especially in industry. Most commercial operations, if they have video conferencing available, that's the system they would have. So we should be able to connect with them.
Great. Thank you very much.
No problem. Is there any other questions, remote questions?
Todd, I got a question about video.
Okay.
UBC. So video, is it just a standard WestGrid researcher can now sign up and get their video account?
Absolutely, yes. A standard WestGrid researcher can sign up and get a video account. We're currently limited by the 20 ports. However, so we're working with trying to figure out how to schedule that best. As I mentioned, we're looking at expanding that port count up to 40 and possibly 60. That would alleviate it a lot. But generally, we're opening it up to researchers for general use, and then asking them if they're going to be hosting larger sessions, sort of in the 5 to 10 people range, that we schedule it somehow so we don't end up with conflicts. And there'll be more information about that coming out shortly.
So if somebody had a video account at WestGrid, what's the best means for communicating with somebody outside WestGrid? Would it direct them to another room system, or is there a software client that doesn't require an account that will talk to it? Or?
Yes, that's true. So video can connect to other room systems, or potentially depending on the collaboration and what's required, we could set the external person up with a video account potentially, or video does have what's called guest accounts. So the video user can email a link to their guest, and the guest clicks the link, it downloads the software and connects them into the session without the need for an external account. So there are some options available. Yeah.
Thanks.
Any other questions? Oh, Heinz has a question.
From the Advanced Center.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm pretty new to my role here at the Advanced Center, but as I understand it, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that us as well as other of the visualization nodes are not part of the core project going forward into the next phase of WestGrid as of March of next year. And I'm curious about our access and use of these communication systems going forward, if that is indeed the case.
So each institution is slightly different, and moving forward, the WestGrid project as a whole, yes, it's unclear funding-wise what will be happening with the collaboration sort of in the years to come, since it was a specific project with specific funding from the past. However, the current infrastructure should be available moving forward, and the central infrastructure will be here for at least another 3 years anyway. So. The longer term, it's a bit more unclear, but as of right now, all of the institutions are available, and as things change, we will keep people apprised.
Thank you.
Heinz, I know you had a question.
If we run something like an Access Grid collaborative seminar,
Yep.
would video be a technology that allows a single user on the road to participate, at least listen, and see the slides or something like that?
Absolutely. So the connection to Access Grid is the problem there. Potentially with your room, you could arrange that, since specifically you've got, and many of the WestGrid rooms are the same, where they offer connectivity between Access Grid and H.323 systems.
Okay.
If you have that connection, then video would also be able to connect in,
Okay.
and could be offered. Yes.
Thank you.
As you move away from Access Grid into more H.323 based, then your options actually become greater.
Okay.
To offer support for mobile devices and that.
Thank you.
All right. If there's no other questions, then I think we'll wrap it up. And I want to thank everyone for attending, and I look forward to seeing you all in the new year.